something else a lot of people say I get. But main purpose is about the people drunk driving or high driving under influence and impact it had on a life, and let's react to
Sober drivers charged with DUIs are reacting in shock to what WSMV4 Investigates has uncovered tonight. Good evening. I'm Lauren Lowry.
I'm Tracy Cornett.
And I'm Marius Payton. As part of our sobering problem investigation, we've analyzed never-before-seen TBI data.
Chief Investigative Reporter Jeremy Finley found more than 600 Tennesseans have been arrested for DUI and were completely sober.
completely sober.
It's something you notice almost immediately.
Good morning.
In the body camera footage of officers approaching Xavier Gray.
Go ahead and turn the car off for me, okay?
His hands are in the air.
First of all, I'm scared of the police.
You got anything to drink tonight?
No, sir.
But Gray, like so many
Well, I'm gonna run you through some the field sobriety tests just to make sure you're good to drive and everything, okay?
Yeah. I know I'm not under the influence of anything.
and he thought he performed well until this.
Place me on the register for driving under the influence, okay?
Huh? I don't even drink or anything. That's crazy. I work for a living driving a dump truck. And this is what I do. This is my whole livelihood. I was really afraid about losing my license.
Gray is the latest person we found to be charged with a DUI whose blood work would come back showing he was completely sober.
So I'm gonna pause it right there. All of his had to get that out the impound. Went to jail, had to bond out, and this is something that he was 100% innocent of, and the blood work actually proves that. And so right off back, I'm just saying, like, why is these officers still got a job? Why? Not nothing, just not a hit piece on the accident project. And I can speak on this because, hey, guess, ding, 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 I've been arrested before for a DUI. We'll talk about that in another video. But so I'd have been through the process. So I decided to react to this.
For months, we've been emailing back and forth with the TBI, asking for blood work data that shows just how often it's happening in Tennessee. And it turns out we weren't the only ones asking.
I've seen the news stories that you all did.
State Representative Lowell Russell had seen our sobering problems investigations. And after one of his constituents was arrested for a DUI, while he was completely sober, he asked the TBI for the data as well. After months of requests, the TBI finally produced the data. Turns out it wasn't dozens, but more than 600 Tennesseans, 609 to be exact, innocent drivers, totally sober, charged with DUI. For perspective, if all of the sober drivers charged with DUI went to the Ryman, they would take up more than half of the seats in the upper balcony.
I just wonder what you think about that.
It's a miscarriage of justice. It seems like they're doing it everywhere around Tennessee, man.
Nobody wants drunk drivers on the road, ever. But what does it say that we keep finding sober people being arrested for DUI?
I have heard of those on a very, very limited scale, and those are, of course, tragic for everyone involved.
Say a very, very limited scale, 600 sober people, not a one-off. And let me throw something else in there too. Let's say you own property, you own acres, you got a lawnmower, John Deere lawnmower, you got a whatever, riding it on your property. You can get a DUI on a damn. They say this. Oh well, you just trying to get the drunk driver. Well, you know, like I'm from a city of Detroit. You know, it's like it been times. This my personal. Where they got sound system in the car, they got the car parked on that chill. Police roll up like, hey, yeah, far from the curve. Can you cut the music off or this? Yeah, officer, I got it. You know, they sitting on the porch drinking, and second you get in the car and touch them keys, over a point A, you can get DUI. Now, the DUI was meant to off the road drunk drivers. Okay, I understand that whole concept, but now they're taking advantage of it, railroading. It's gonna cost you 10,000 for DUI. I'm like, hey, it's gonna cost me 10,000 for a DUI. Where the money? They make it sound like, oh, they're taking a percentage for rehab and courses and all that. No, they're blocking it.
Tragic cases that lets drivers like Gray know he is hardly alone.
You know what's so scary is just thinking about how hard I work to stay out of trouble, right? And then to have something like this happen.
Jeremy, the implications of this, they're just so widespread. Hundreds of innocent people charged with crimes they didn't even commit.
Yeah, Lauren, we just obtained this data on Friday, so now we're sharing it with prosecutors and lawmakers to try to get their reaction. Representative Russell says he wants the TBI to create a database for all crimes in Tennessee, showing what a person was charged with and whether or not they were convicted. We know sober people charged with DUI often have their mugshots appear online. If this database is created, it at least would be a public record showing what the crimes against them were dismissed. Marius?
Jeremy, you keep pushing on this story. Thank you. Well,
And you know, this, hey, look, check this out. And this ain't even a thing. But they getting all racist with the group. They hitting everybody. So it's a not playing. They getting everybody.
that's the reaction tonight to what WSMV4 Investigates has now uncovered about sober people charged with DUI.
We told you last week in our ongoing sobering problem investigations, 609 people have been charged with DUI in Tennessee, and they were completely sober.
The drivers we've featured so far were right here in Middle Tennessee, but Chief Investigative Reporter Jeremy Finley found this is a statewide problem.
Just moments into his horizontal gaze assessment last November, Henry Esslinger let state troopers know he needs to stop his field sobriety test.
I feel very lightheaded, not very well, full of adrenaline from being in an accident.
After rear-ending a tractor trailer, troopers note he has a slurred speech and glassy eyes.
I feel very shaky right now from the adrenaline.
Troopers suspect he's under the influence.
Man, I haven't drank nothing.
Are you willing to give blood though, sir?
Yeah, I'll give blood. I'll do it. Breathalyze, I'll do whatever.
After giving blood, Esslinger is arrested.
If you wouldn't mind, just put your hands right over here for me.
Charged with DUI. Months later, his alcohol and blood work shows he was complete.
Hold on. Keywords, months later? They could have put out the test, personal breathalyzer test, and blow right there. And if it ain't over 0.8, you're sober. You do this real quick. Now these field sobriety tests, well, I took one a couple times. As a selective, like meaning this is you can get somebody that never did a drug in their life, no mental problem, no physical problems, walk fine, everything, and they will fail these tests. So it'd be a test like it'd say like walk in a straight line, turn around, put your hands to your side. You're walking around, turn around, and be like, "Hey, what you want me to do next?" Oh, you didn't. You failed the test because you didn't put your hands to the side. That don't mean I'm drunk, but that's the little petty shit. So happens.
At least sober.
I just felt like I was way too shaken up from the accident. I was still trying to process what all had happened.
What's it like to be charged with a crime you didn't commit?
So it doesn't feel good at all.
Esslinger wasn't arrested in Middle Tennessee. Instead, in Haywood County, near Memphis, in West Tennessee. Head east to Sevier County, and that's where you'll find the mugshot of Reed Hawley.
He slaps the cuffs on me.
Arrested by state troopers for DUI in 2019 after showing several clues of impairment and given a breathalyzer.
The bottom line is it was all zeros. And he showed it to me, and I said, "Oh, really?" I said, You think you want to let me go now?" And he goes, "No, you're under the influence of something."
But as blood tests showed, no drugs in his system. His DUI charge dismissed, but not before he had to pay his attorney more than $7,000 and cover his own court costs.
And I paid the clerk $350. And the trooper and another trooper were standing there, and I looked at him and I said, "You happy now?" I said, "You see what you did, what you cost me for this mistake? It's pretty costly. How are you going to reimburse me for this? Is the state going to reimburse me for this?" He just snubbed me, looked at me like I was garbage, and just walked away down the hall.
Head south to Marion County outside Chattanooga, and that's where Nate Collins fought a charge of DUI in possession of a handgun after failing a field sobriety test last year.
It was terrifying. I thought it was so surreal, knowing that I was innocent.
What did it?
And like, well, my situation. Let me tell you something too. Right across the board, every state got their little laws a little different. So if you a licensed gun owner, or where you get CPL license, carry CPL license, and still pistol, you can carry a gun. Let's say you get a DUI, and you only got to have your gun with you. Gun could be at home locked up. That's because you own a gun license, and then you get convicted of DUI, it's already suspended. Then if you get a DUI, it's out of there. Never get it, even though it had nothing to do with you. Nope.
Due to your life to get this DUI charge?
I didn't get into grad school. They couldn't tell me a specific reason for that.
Oh, wow.
For legal reasons. But I do think the fact that I had pending drug charges.
We told Collins about the hundreds of other drivers we found just like him across the state.
Innocent people who have been charged with this crime.
It still devastated me. It's still something I'm working through even now. And I think about 608 other people to have gone through that, to maybe not have had the resources I had. If I'm honest, I could cry right now thinking about it.
Look how it's going to affect their life long time.
I mean, it breaks our hearts watching this, Jeremy. Yeah. The problem is that clearly people are failing field sobriety tests, but they are sober.
Yeah, that's right, Tracy. So here's what we're going to do next. We're taking all of this to NHTSA. Along with investigating safety defects, that agency created the manual for field sobriety testing. So we're asking them now for reaction to our findings, and we're going to let you know how they respond. Also, I want to let you know we've got some breaking information for you on a sober driver we told you about earlier this year. Our investigation found Jeff Adams, there he is, along with 2 other sober drivers, were arrested for DUI by the same police officer in Goodlettsville. Like the other 2 sober drivers, Adams' blood work came back showing he had neither alcohol nor drugs in his system. Well, Adams' attorney sent a letter to Goodlettsville's city attorney stating that they intended to sue. Well, we just confirmed that the city went ahead and paid Adams $5,000 while not admitting fault. And Adams tells me he is satisfied with that amount. Lauren?
Okay, Jeremy, we know this is a life-changing series of stories. Thank you for telling them.
Is a football team. But on the weekend of August 28th last year, he was about an hour north in his hometown of Newton, Iowa.
Yeah, so I was coming home from one of my friend's house. We were just watching some football, and I looked around, like, I think it was 11:30, if I can remember right. And I had a headlight out, so it was raining, it was cloudy and all of that, really dark. So I used my brights.
Galanakis says one of his headlights was out, so he put on his brights within city limits. That's when Newton police officer Nathan Winters pulled him over.
Hi there.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good.
My name's Officer Winters with the Newton Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is because you have your bright lights on.
Yeah, I have a headlight out, so I just keep my brights on.
Okay, well that's not legal.
Oh, is it?
No.
Yeah, I turn when a car comes by, I turn them off, but like.
Well, you didn't with me.
Oh, you weren't close enough though. You were a while back.
It has to be within 500 feet.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
And you're not supposed to have your brights on in the city limits.
My fault.
You got your license, registration, insurance with you?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, pulled me over. So then once he pulled me over, he began to be really hostile. And I could tell by the way, like right when he got to my window, just asking me if I had anything to drink right away, you know? So it was just one of those things I was like, it's going to be like that. So, you know, I try to keep my calm, keep my cool.
Where you?
And see, this is another thing too. So when it comes with the petty stuff, they'll get them for the air fresheners around the rear view mirror, saying that's obstruction of view. I've been there.
Coming from?
Friend's house.
Okay. Anything to drink over there? I didn't hear what you said. Is one of these? Need one of these right here? Yeah, I mean, that's a good start. That's the registration.
Body camera video shows Galanakis give Officer Winters his license, registration, and insurance information. After that, he's asked to get out of the vehicle.
All right, that'll work. I'm going to have you hop out with me, okay? Cool.
Better roll your window up and lock the door.
Car on or off? You could probably leave the car off. Do me a favor, put your gum on your dash there.
Okay, windows up, lock the doors. Okay.
Officer Winters then asks Galanakis whether he has any weapons or drugs on him.
We're gonna go back here, okay? Cool. You don't have anything on you? No bombs, guns, drugs? No bombs or no drugs. Okay, let's go back here.
After that, the officer leads Galanakis into the front seat of his squad car.
How much have you had to drink tonight? None. What do you mean none? I've had nothing to drink. Okay. Why would your eyes be watery and bloodshot? Do you want to blow me real quick? I don't want.
None against law enforcement. Some of this asshole, they always trying to force a narrative like you in there resisting. They'll keep saying stop resisting. You look at some of these people facial reaction, they confused, like what the hell is you talking about? They keep asking, well, how much you had to drink tonight? He done told you like 10 times he had nothing to drink. Officer never said you smell like alcohol. If you smell like alcohol, it's obvious you've been. Okay, I can get that. Or you smell like marijuana. You got that skunk on you. You smell like the devil's lettuce. Okay, it's the obvious. Or if they see an open bottle near you. Okay, I get it. But this, come on now.
Blow you.
Well, I told him that. I said, hey, blow me. And then he turned it into something sexual right after that. So
what the
at
fuck?
that point, I know who I'm talking to. He's not really professional.
Galanakis tells Law and Crime Network he wanted to take a breathalyzer exam right away because he didn't have anything to drink.
When he accused me of being drunk, that's when I got really confident because I knew it was going to go one way and it was going to go my way. So I confidently said, hey, let's...
Right now you're being placed under arrest for operating while intoxicated, okay?
I'm not intoxicated. Sir, I'm not intoxicated. I blew zeros. So I ended up getting put in cuffs because I blew zeros, and I get taken back to the department, and at that point, it's real life. It's not a prank.
Galanakis is taken to the Newton Police Department where he continues to maintain his sobriety.
Hey, sir. Hello. I didn't do anything wrong either. Oh, he made me blow. I blew zeros, not excuse me being on drugs.
A drug recognition expert later determined Galanakis was not intoxicated at the time he was pulled over. Galanakis requested the body camera video after his arrest and decided to post it to social media. Galanakis' edited body camera video now has more than 1 million views on YouTube.
When I posted the video to Facebook and all of that, the whole town was telling me about their similar, experiences and all that. And if I'm seeing all these comments about people saying they're dealing with the same thing from the same police department, we got a mess to clean up. And I feel like that's my job. With the exposure I got to clean up the mess. And I'm okay with doing that. Well, with the publicity my video got, I really hope, it upbrings the corruption in Newton and other towns that have similar issues. But yeah, with the exposure of the video, I think it should just show them, hey, we need to do something better. Because what they're doing is not right.
Galanakis tells Law and Crime Network he decided to pursue legal action after an outpouring of support online.
I really started getting inboxes on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, not from lawyers, but from people that wanted me to talk to their lawyer. So it was just like maybe the lawyer's family members reached out to me saying, hey, I know a really good lawyer, blah, blah, blah.
Galanakis filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Iowa against the city of Newton and its police department. The court documents allege Galanakis' civil rights were violated and that the department is guilty of false arrest.